Hey folks, thought I would put together a quick little video today showing how to attach the 46-inch John Deere snowplow blade to an L111 lawn tractor. So the L series and the D series lawn tractors share a lot of similarities in their frame, and consequently the bracketry and the snowplow assembly itself can fit most of the models in both of those series, from what I understand. I'm not a John Deere expert, but just based on the little bit of research that I've done, that appears to be the case. So this is a 2005 John Deere L111 with the 20 horse Intech V-twin on it. And we're going to be installing that snowplow blade onto it using the brackets that you see here on the floor, the hardware that I've already laid out, and over in the corner in front of my trailer there is the blade assembly itself. So the reason everything's already disassembled and looks like a bit of a mess is because I just finished changing out some push rods on the engine, which you can see in one of my other videos. So I decided that once I finished the reassembly from that project, we'd hop right into this one. So I'm going to put the camera on the tripod and show you exactly what we're going to do to get this done. So in order to have this snowplow assembly put onto the tractor, we need to have these brackets. And this right here is the right hand side bracket. I'll put a link in the description for the video to where I got these from. These came from the John Deere dealership. I think they were about $65 roughly a piece. So let's get these installed. You'll notice that on this end right here, we have two square holes, and then we have one big hole on the bottom down here. We're going to start with these two square holes here, and what we're going to do is we're going to use carriage bolts, which, as you can see, have that square shank on them right there. We're going to use those nuts and washers to put it on. I almost forgot though, before we do that, we do have to remove the bolts that hold the hood spring tensioners in place. I've already loosened these up just so that we can make this video pretty quick. So you got to take these out like so, get those out of the way, and then you can put your bracket in. Okay, so putting the right side bracket on, the very first fastener that we're going to put in is our hood spring tensioner retainer bolt, and that'll help us to kind of hold everything in place. So we're going to run that in by hand and just kind of snug that down by hand so that we have our bracket suspended the way we need it. Then we're going to take each of our two carriage bolts like this. I'm going to run them through the back of the frame, which you can't see what I'm doing on camera, but you'll understand it when you're doing it yourself. Just putting it through the back of the frame, through the hole, allowing that square shank of the carriage bolt to seat in good and snug through the frame, which is already pre-drilled for it. Then we're going to put a washer on, and we're going to put a bolt on. And rinse and repeat for the second one. Just up through the frame. Get it seated. Washer. And nut. Now I will tighten these down off camera. I know that you guys can figure out how to do that. You don't need me to show you. So I'll tighten those down off camera, and then we'll do the other side, and then I'll show you how to put the plow itself on. For the forward bolt, again, just a standard carriage bolt. I believe these are 3/8 if I remember correctly, that I chose, and that'll come up through. Now, the thing to notice about these is that they have an elongated hole, and that hole is larger than what your standard size nut might accommodate. So you want to be careful of not causing unnecessary wear on that hole by using too small of a nut. I am playing a little bit safe on this one and using 2 flat washers and then installing my nut onto the bolt. And I'm just doing that to spread out the mating surface area a little bit so that I know that there's not a chance of that nut bending the metal of that elongated hole and working its way through. So again, I'm going to tighten all of that off camera. We're going to go show you the other side now. Okay, so over here on the left hand side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our hood spring tension bolt in over the bracket to hold it in place. And then from there, I'm going to speed up the video on this side because it's the exact same thing we already did on the other side. So here we go. And poof, done. Okay, and as you can see, this is what the brackets look like fully installed. There's the left side, and then around here, there's the right side. So next, we're going to show what it's like getting the blade itself attached. Okay, so here we have the blade staged and ready to go on, and all that's going to happen is on the bracket here, you have these mounting pins, one on each side. This mounting pin is going to slip down into this channel right here. So we're going to have to lift up the assembly, put it inside, and down it goes. Now, one thing to be aware of, the very first time that I installed this plow blade onto my tractor, these 2 arms of the bracket, here and here, they were actually spread a little too far apart, like that. And so consequently, I could not get both of them to the inside of the bracket, which is how they need to be. They both need to go in the inside like this in order to slip in there. So I had to take a rubber mallet and basically just beat the snot out of one side to get it to move a little bit. And now I can get it on and off fairly easily. So just something that you want to watch out for. So here we go. Okay, so now you should be able to just lift your bracket up. Make sure that both sides go again behind their respective brackets. Oops. Lift up a little bit and then drop those pins into their channels and then just let it down and you're in. Next, you're going to take your 2 locking pins, one on each side, pull your clip, slip it through the back. See if I can get a better angle for you so you can see it on camera. Got a hole in the back of both brackets, the snowplow bracket and the mounting bracket, like so. And then put your retaining clip back in, just like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Come on over here. Now this one will be a little trickier to show because we have not as great light on this side of the tractor right now, but we're just doing the same thing. Putting our locking pin through the brackets and installing our retaining clip. Just like that. Well, that's it, folks. That is the 46-inch John Deere plow blade installed on this 2005 L111. Just show you real quick here, in order to operate the plow from the driver's seat, just grab this handle, pull it up in order for it to go down, and pull the handle down in order to put the plow blade up. That's very easy to do when the system is properly set up and adjusted. And in order to turn, just grab hold of this lever here, squeeze it down, you move it to the side and let go of the lever, and that locks it into the right hand position. As you can see there, it is angled to the right. And then pull that lever again and pull it back all the way, angles it to the left hand position, as you can see. And then of course there's the center position for straight ahead plowing. And that locks in just like that. And the way that works is with this notch setup that you see right here. So when you squeeze that lever, this locking mechanism right here pulls backward that way, okay, and it comes out of the slot that it's sitting in, and it re-engages into one of the other slots that you're moving it to. If you need to adjust how far this locking bar pulls back, if you're having a real hard time getting it to disengage from the notches, you do that by adjusting right here. This is where your cable comes out. Obviously this is where it attaches. This is just an attachment point, nothing more. So you do your actual adjustment via these two nuts right here. And you can move those up and down the threaded portion of this stay as required to either loosen or tighten that assembly. So one of the things that are very useful to have as well when plowing is chains on your rear tires and additional weight on the back of the tractor. So you can see here that I have the bracket with the two 40-pound suitcase weights, briefcase weights, whatever your colloquialism for them is. And that adds an additional 80 pounds. Changes the center of the gravity of the tractor quite a bit. 80 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but with my 200 pounds sitting in the operator's seat, plus these 80 pounds, plus the chains on the tires, it actually does a really good job pushing snow. The deepest I've done so far was about 8 or 9 inches of snow on the driveway, and if you tackle it correctly, it has no problem pushing right through it. I don't know that I would be using it out in a massive 12 to 14 inch or more snowstorm. I don't think you're going to have enough power to really push that kind of snow around. But if you're residential driveway cleaning and whatnot, I think it'll work perfectly fine. We're gonna, in about a month here, we're gonna be spreading some soil out in the yard after we get past the thaw. And we're going to see how well it does for back dragging soil into some of the low spots that I have out in my side yard. So anyways, that's it, friends. Hope this video helps. Take care.